So in our recent episodes, we've seen how to use Google Firebase to store some information like the temperature and the humidity using our ESP32 board. Then we can get it from anywhere in this world, of course using the internet. Or we can create an app and read the value from the app using Google Firebase. Today we are going to take a look at another option, which is called ThingSpeak. I think it's really cool and it's good for beginners. We can use it with the same way. Today we are going to read the temperature and the humidity. Then we can send it to this service. So it is called API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. To get started, we can press this button. But before that, make sure to hit the subscribe button, that helps me a lot. And let's dive right in. So in today's project, you're going to need the ESP32 microcontroller or the ESP8266. We can use it with the same way. We only have to change the library to the ESP8266 Wi-Fi library. So I have bought this new ESP32 board that comes with the USB Type-C port. Now we can use it. Also, you're going to need the DHT sensor or any sensor that you want. For example, you could use the gas sensor, or if you want to make some irrigation smart system, you can use the moisture sensor. This version comes with some labels. We have the ground, the VCC, and the data that we can connect it to one of the pins so that we can read the temperature and the humidity. But if you have the other version, like this one that comes with 4 pins, you can use it with the same way, but you have to pay attention. The ground is going to be the right pin from this side. The VCC is this one, and the data is the second from the left side. Let's try to hook it up. Then I'm going to hook up the ESP board. Let's start by connecting the ground, which is the left pin that goes to the GND of the board. Next we have the VCC. We're going to hook it up to the 3.3 volts or the 5 volt pin. We have this one that is labeled 3 volts. And the data pin is the second one from the left side. We're going to hook it up to the pin number 26. And that's it for the connection part. We can move on to the computer. First of all, we have to get started using the button. And here we have to pass in our email. So we need to create an account using the button, create one. I'm going to use my own email. For the location, I'm in Tunisia. My first name is Shaker and the last name. Then we can hit continue and continue again. Here we have this error. We need to verify the account from the email messages. And once you verify the email, we can continue. Finally, we can set our password with these requirements. Accept and hit continue. And now we are able to sign in to this account so that we can use the API. I'm gonna select one of these options. So we're using this for non-commercial projects and hit OK. First of all, we have to create a new channel. So it's like a new project in Google Firebase. I'm going to create a new one. We can give it a name like ESP32 monitoring. You could set a description, but it's not needed. Under this channel, we are going to save 2 variables or 2 values. So these are called fields. The first one is going to be the temperature. I'm going to call it temp. And the second one is the humidity. Let's call it humidity. And you could add up to 8 fields. And I think that's pretty much it. We can save the channel. And this is one of the advantages of ThingSpeak. It's going to create these charts so that we can see the values of the temperature and the humidity. Now, to be able to use this API, we have to get the API key, which allows you to use this service. To do that, we go under API keys. We have 2 different options for writing or reading data. In our case, we are going to write some data, which are the temperature and the humidity readings. So I will copy this API key. You're going to find the circuit schematics and the code for our project from the link under the video description. Then we can open up the Arduino IDE. On top, we have all of the libraries that we need, like the Wi-Fi library. This is used for the ESP32 connection. We have HTTP client to send the request to this service and get the data, or we are going to update the data, which are the temperature and the humidity values. To do that, we use these URLs, like this one, to write the data. We add and the field name, in our case temp and humidity, equals the value. We're going to see all of this in the code. We also need the DHT library so that we can use the DHT sensor. Next, we have few variables like the network credentials. Our ESP32 needs to be connected to the internet using the SID and the password of the network that you have. Next, we have the server name, which is the URL. You only have to replace the API key from here. So I'm gonna paste it. The next variables are related to the DHT sensor, like the pin that we have used, the sensor type, which is DHT11. If you have the DHT22, make sure to change it from here. Then we are creating the DHT object. Here we have the client and the HTTP to send the request. Under the setup, we are using the Wi-Fi library to connect it to the Wi-Fi using the SID and the password. And once it's done successfully, we can start the DHT sensor using DHT.begin. And under the loop, we are waiting for 10 seconds. Then we are checking if we are connected. In such case, we can read the temperature and store it inside this temperature variable using DHT.readTemperature. To get the humidity, we use DHT.readHumidity. Here we are checking if we have read the values successfully. In such case, we can send it using the path or the URL. Then we start the HTTP request using http.begin that takes in the client and the server path. Next, we send the HTTP GET request by using the http.get method, and it returns an integer. If it's greater than 0, that means we have successfully sent the request. In such case, we can print the result. Actually, we have a response like it's okay, it's done. But if you are using this service to read data, you're gonna get it from here. And if we have an error, we are going to print it using the serial monitor. And that's pretty much it. You see, it's almost the same code of the Google Firebase. The only difference is in setting the channel or getting the API key. Now to test it, we have to upload this code to the board. Of course, after you set the SID and the password of your router. I have a network that is called our network, and I'm gonna use my password. And finally, we have to select the board and the port of the USB cable. The port is COM3, and I'm gonna search for WROAM. If you are using the ESP32S, make sure to select from here. And finally, we can hit our upload button. To check that our sensor is working, I'm gonna use this lighter so that I can increase the temperature. But pay attention. Now it's compiling the sketch. For some ESP boards, you have to hold down the boot key. Yep, it is connected, and this is the IP address. It's gonna send the information each 10 seconds. We can change this from the code. I'm gonna change it to 2 seconds, which means 2000 milliseconds, and hit upload. And this is the HTTP response, code 200. That means it is sent successfully. And there you go, we have these two charts to see the temperature and the humidity readings. Let's try to change the values. For example, I'm gonna change the temperature.
A few moments later.
And yeah, it is increasing. Now we have 25 Celsius. So I think that's pretty much it, guys, for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question or comment, make sure to write it under the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one.